Hello, Jody here from Healing Journey, founder of the Holistic Anxiety Fix. So, if you haven't heard of this before, this is my program that heals anxiety at a root cause level. And this month, I'm actually continuing my sale from last month because it was so popular. So, I'm going to be offering everyone who joins a free Dutch hormone test, which is a super awesome test. If you're not familiar with it, to look into, I'm playing some healing frequencies here, let me pause that, to look into what is going on with your hormones, what's going on with your adrenal glands, and what's going on with your cortisol production so that we can make a proper plan to heal it. But today, we're actually going to be talking about what you eat for dinner. So I actually want to know, so if you're watching this, tell me in the comments below what you had for dinner last night or what you're eating for dinner tonight, because what you eat is actually a really big part of your anxiety. So, I've seen some comments lately about gut issues in the group, and this can play a really big role into your anxiety because there's absolutely a gut to brain connection. So the food that we feed our bodies is actually going to impact our experience of anxiety, and dinner can be one of the big ones. Why? Because especially depending on what time you eat dinner, it's going to sit in your stomach all night long. Now, the type of food that we eat for dinner is important. And I'm going to go through a few things that you don't want to be eating. So one is that you don't want to be eating lots of sugary foods with your meal. There is a massive link between sugar and anxiety. And I talk about this in my sugar-free challenge that I do annually, but there's a massive link between it because for a lot of reasons, it affects the balance of your microbiome. It's also feeding unhealthy gut bugs or parasites. And so for a lot of people, they notice a massive difference with their anxiety when they cut out the sugars. So if you're somebody who's used to eating, lots of sweet treats after the meals that you have, even if they're gluten-free, those Oreo cookies or anything like that, you're definitely going to be wanting to swap those out. Now, what else you eat for dinner is going to be important. So there's an inflammatory food called gluten. And yes, there's a lot of rage about gluten, but this is actually a really big thing as well because gluten causes leaky gut issues, and that actually causes leaky blood-brain issues, which then will cause issues with your neurotransmitter production and your anxiety. So you'd be surprised at the amount of women who, when they take gluten out of their diet, they feel a lot better. This is actually one of the biggest game-changing pieces on whether or not women in the Holistic Anxiety Fix are successful is if they follow the diet plan where we cut out inflammatory foods. So you also want to make sure that you're including foods that are, lots of vegetables. I'm a big fan of animal proteins as well. If you're going to do legumes, you need to make sure that you cook those properly. But we really want to make sure that we're getting whole, unprocessed foods. This is what our bodies are used to. This is the kind of nourishment that we need. And nourishing your body with good, healthy, vitamin-dense foods are really, really important because we need those vitamins and minerals to build the building blocks of our neurotransmitters. So if we're not eating the building blocks of the neurotransmitters, there's obviously going to be an issue with neurotransmitter production. So what you eat for dinner is super important. So I want to hear from you what you eat for dinner. And if you'd like a dinner meal recipe that I consider healthy, then write dinner below in the comments and I will send that your way. So let me see a dinner below and I will send you a healthy recipe that's very nutrient dense and something that I would recommend to help to begin to heal that gut anxiety connection. Bye for now.